Hello, thank you for joining. This is episode 4 of the These Little Hands podcast, and today is Sunday, 29 May 2016, and I'm coming to you from Johannesburg, South Africa, and it is a beautifully sunny day here today. Today is not going to be a full episode. I normally record only every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, and I did upload an episode last week, but I am in the process of trying to figure out my audio, and I have 4 finished objects this week, 2 of which are gifts, and I'm going to be giving those away before I can record another full episode. So I just wanted to show you those 4 items in today's episode so that I can upload it and then give those gifts away. So I'm going to go straight into that. The first one, if you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen it, and I showed it almost complete last week, but it is now finished. This was a test knit that I knitted for Sally Jane Cameron. She's also a South African lady. She designed a pattern called A New Day. It is a shawl pattern, and it is soon to be released. I thought it was going to be released last week, but I see it's not out yet. But you will be able to get that on Ravelry if you're interested, and I'll put her name here on the screen for you to find. Before I go into that, my apologies. You can find me on Ravelry as These Little Hands. There's a group where you can find all the show notes, and please join the group and ask me anything you want. Please subscribe to the channel if you like the videos, and you can also find me on Instagram as Melissandru. And let me show you my shawl. So this shawl I really like. So you can see it's quite big, and it's not triangular, it's sort of heart-shaped, which is great. It just makes for a really nice look. So in last week's episode, I went through all the details of the yarn, but I'll quickly go through it again. So it's 4-ply yarn, all of it. These different colors, all 10 of them, with the exception of the light color at the bottom, is the Nurturing Fibers sock yarn mini set. So they are about 10 gram balls each, and I just used them as I went, and then I ran out of yarn, so the light color is the Rowan 4-ply wool. It's exactly the same weight as the Nurturing Fibers, so that worked out really well. I don't have the label of the sock yarn kit anymore, but here is what Nurturing Fibers looks like. You can find them online at naturalyarns.co.za. They sell it, and also my local yarn store, Arthur Bales in Linden, Johannesburg, also stock Nurturing Fibers. Not the mini set, but they do stock the yarn. So the grey in between is Eden Cottage yarns, and this color is teal. I also don't have that label anymore, but this is what the label looks like. So it's a 85% blue-faced Leicester wool and 15% silk is what I used for the grey. And yes, I've entered this into the Autism Awareness Knit Along, hosted by Pen, Hook and Needles podcast. And thank you so much for the shout out, ladies. I really appreciate it. And this gift is going to somebody that is really deserving. I know that she watches the podcast, so hopefully she will get it before she watches this episode, but I'm not going to say who it is in case she's very quick tomorrow morning and sees this. But I I think she would really appreciate it. And yes, so yeah, one last time, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I really like the heart-shaped shape because it gives it a lot of structure and it makes it easy to wrap around. So yes, so that is finished object number 1. I knitted it, sorry I forgot to say, I knitted it on my favorite needles, Chiagu. They are 3.5 millimeters for US size 4. So these are the ones I knitted that on. Okay, so that is that. Then my next finished object, I showed this in my first or second episode when I just started. This is called the Emiliana shawl, and I have completed it. So this is also a gift. I'm not sure if the person who's receiving this watches the podcast. So I'm also not going to say who it is because she might actually be watching. I knitted this out of yarn I had in my stash. So the green is Vinnie's Colours. It is a South African yarn, 70% organic cotton, 30% bamboo, and the color is 847. So that is the green. The brown is a Rowan yarn, a very old Rowan yarn. It's 100% bamboo. I had it in my stash. I think it came from my grandmother's stash still. So I just wanted to use it up. So all of this is cotton. So it's quite a thick shawl, but I like the fabric it's given. It's very dense. Yes, and I really enjoyed it. So for all the details, you can also check my Ravelry project page. It is on there. I still have some of this yarn left in different colors, and I'm considering knitting another one. However, it did hurt my hands, especially this one. This one is a lot softer, the brown, but the green doesn't have any stretch on it at all. And it really tired my hands to knit it, and the rows are quite long towards the end. So I don't know if I will do that soon, but I will do it. The needles I used are my Knit Pro interchangeables. I think they're called Nova. They are not my favorite needles, but these were the first circular needles I have. So I have a set of these that I still use. But I really like the Chiago needles, and I also really like the Knit Pro Zing needles. They are very, very nice. So it's between those two for me. So that is what I used for this one. That is finished object number 2. Then for finished object number 3, it was my project for the Jane Austen Knit Along, hosted by the Knitting Broomstick podcast. It was a knit along for the month of May, and you had to knit something inspired by Jane Austen. All of you that are returning viewers would know by now because I've spoken about this a few times, but I finished it. I'm going to get up and show you. It is a wraparound cardigan. So there's a hole on this side for the band to go through. Last week when I showed this, I think I only had to do the band still. So I'm finished with that, and I've entered that into the knit along. Just an overview again of the pattern. It is from my Rowan Knitting and Crochet magazine, number 41. It is the Tulip pattern by Mari Wallen. And the yarn I used is the Rowan Revive, Pure Life Revive yarn. It's not the yarn recommended in the pattern. The yarn that was recommended, it's quite an old book, has been discontinued, so it's not available anymore. So I'm very happy with how it came out. It does fit me very well. I don't think I did the collar exactly right, but it is still pretty, and I don't have a problem with the way it turned out. And the same with the sleeves. So I think you were supposed to have the cast off edge on the outside, which mine is on the inside, but it doesn't matter to me. Yes, so the yarn is, let me just, where did I put it now? Oh, so that you can see the label. There we go. And this is the pearl colorway. I still have this left, and I bought the recommended amount, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this, because it is it's a little bit pricey, the yarn, so I would like to use it for something special. So if you have any ideas, or if you want to swap, let me know, and then we can do that. Okay, that is it for my knitting finished objects. My object number 4 is sewing object. So, it is my shirt that I made. Let me just fasten the top button so that I can properly show you. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. There we go. So it is quite a long shirt. I showed you this last week. The pattern I used is a Vogue paid for pattern. This one. It is number V1414. I omitted the ruffle here, so I didn't put that part in because the fabric was already so busy. I really enjoyed making these. I put on gold buttons. You can see I still need to wash it because the blue marks are still on there. It has a cuff with a button as well, and I don't know if you can see, but I also pattern matched. They're not the same color, but they are matched on the sleeve where I did that. And then on the inside I did French seams, so it is nicely finished. And then for the bottom I did a rolled hem. Can you see? So I don't have the foot to do the whole rolled hem, so I did it by hand. And then the fabric, I spoke to you last week about how soft this fabric is, and in the meantime I figured out why. So I wanted to show you the fabric. This is what it is. I cannot make out what it says on that label because there's holes punched through there. So I don't know what it says, but it's cocoon by something for something there, if you can read it. And it's Westminster fibers. But look there. I didn't even know you get cashmere fabric. I thought it was more yarn. So this is why the fabric is so soft. And I love this print. I have the same print in the form of a project bag, but this is more a linen type. So this is exactly the same print. But now the fabric is finished. So I'm very happy with how it turned out. The fit is good. I did make some adjustments. I made the sleeve shorter. You won't know this because you only see me online, but I am quite short and small. So I adjusted the sleeves to make them shorter, and I adjusted the length to make it shorter. But other than that, that was the only adjustments I made. And I'm very happy with how it turned out. So that is what I wanted to show you this week, so that I can finish off my finished objects. I possibly won't be recording again for 2 to 3 weeks. So then I will show you new things that are on my needles, hopefully 2 other finished objects that I'm working hard on, and I am also starting a test knit for the lovely Sophie from Stripped It. So the pattern has already been tested as far as I understand. The test knit is specifically to test the translation into English to make sure that it is clear. So I will be casting this on hopefully today. I've already got the yarn and I'm knitting this for a very special little girl that is going to be arriving in the first week of June. So I'm very excited about that. And yes, so thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope that the audio is a lot better. So please give me your feedback on that. And I will see you in about 2 weeks' time. Bye.